Hello, everybody, and this is the class video for English 1101 for Wednesday, December 8th. So this video is the last video that we're going to have before the first draft of the research paper is due. So I'm just going to be going over the procedure for uploading the research paper, for making sure that you have everything completed and ready to go for that assignment. And we're also going to be just checking on some final dates that you need to keep in mind for the end of the semester, just to make sure that you don't let anything fall through the cracks. So let us go into the screen sharing mode, and we will take a look at our site on Blackboard. So the first thing we're going to do is a little syllabus check-in. So we're going to go into content and looking at our syllabus. Okay, I need to get this out of my way. And so just scrolling down, we are at the very end. So those of you who have made it this far, congratulations. We are at the end of the semester. So we need to just take a look at where we're at and what's coming up. So we can see here that the first thing that is coming up is tonight. The first draft of the research paper is due tonight before midnight. And then on Monday is the last class video. Okay, so make sure to check that one because it is going to include everything that you need to know for finishing up the semester successfully. And then on Friday, the 17th, is the final draft of the research paper. So that means that the research papers that come in on time are the ones that are going to be returned first. So that means that you will have all the feedback that you need to make sure that your final draft is in the best possible shape that it can be. That's going to be good and important for your grade. Now, the other date you want to keep in mind is Wednesday, December 22nd, because that is the last day that you can submit late assignments. No late work will be accepted after midnight, Wednesday, December 22nd. So just be aware of that. Any late assignments at all that you have not submitted yet, you can submit. Even if they are several weeks past due, you can still submit. So in other words, any assignment on Blackboard still has a valid upload prompt. So the upload prompts, I do not set them to expire until December 22nd. After December 22nd, you can't submit anything, but they will still work. So if you go into the Grade Center and you see that you are missing any assignments, you've got until the 22nd to upload them, and you can get at least partial credit. I cannot promise full credit, but you will at least get partial credit for that. And it's much, much, much better than not submitting it at all. So that's the syllabus check-in. So going into our Unit 3 folder now. The next thing that we want to review is the research paper assignment. We can see that we are now on the second due date here. So we're going to open up the readers or the research paper assignment. And we're going to take a look here at what we need to do. So first draft is due tonight. We want to make sure that we've done a word count before we submit it. If it's a little bit over 2,000 words, that's okay. If it comes in under 1,900 words, you will probably get a note from me and I will say, hey, this is a little short. Do you think that you could elaborate here? Do you think that you can add a section there? I think you need to say a little bit more about this. Right? So if it comes in under, you'll hear from me. If it comes in over, it's probably okay. So we're talking about between 5 and 6 double-spaced pages. You make sure that you've got 2 in-class sources, 2 outside sources. Remember, this is minimum. So if you use more in-class sources, if you use more than 2 outside sources, that's okay, right? But you need to have at least 2 of each. Our formatting, once again, is APA, and we've gone over that. So what we're going to need for the research paper, the structure of the research paper, like the exploratory essay, make sure that it's guided by a central question about your topic, right? The exploratory essay had a fair amount of room to expand in different directions, right? The research critical analysis asks you to be a little bit more focused and go deeper into one area of your topic. Make sure that you are aware of the grade breakdown here, and that this is the grade breakdown for the research paper final draft. So that means that when you get your feedback from this paper, you need to take that into account on your final draft, because that's the whole point of revising. The whole point of revising is taking feedback and putting it into using it to make revisions. Okay. So once again, that final draft is due on the 17th. So it's very important to make this due date, even if you feel like your first draft isn't really complete, that's okay. If you turn in a paper that is, you know, if it's a little bit under, remember that this isn't the final grade, okay? So if it's a little bit under and you're not sure how to elaborate on it, you can put a note in the paper and I will give you direct feedback on that. But you'll probably hear from me one way or another if it's a little bit under, if it comes in under 1900 words. Some of you may have very, very little to do between this draft and the final draft, right? So it will be, it might be a very, just a matter of making a few changes. Others of you will have a lot of work to do, but the important thing is that everybody gets it in on time so that you can make use of that feedback. And the upload prompt is down here for it. Okay, upload the first draft of the research paper here, due Wednesday, December 8th before midnight. Now, the other thing that I want to point out to you is the model cover sheet for the research paper, because some of you have asked, oh, if we need a cover sheet, what should it look like? So we're going to open this up. And this is really what you model your cover sheet after right here. The title of your research paper goes at the top, and then your full name. Then you're going to write Department of English, New York City College of Technology. That is the full formal name of City Tech. And then our class, and then my name, and then the date that you've submitted it. This is the standard APA format for an academic paper cover sheet. Okay, so this is what you're going to follow. And if I can, I'm going to pull it back, right? So you can see how it's centered, right? It's centered in the top quarter of the paper. So not too high up, not exactly in the middle, but in the top quarter of the paper. So closing that out, just use that as your model. You can even, just as a cheat, I'm just going to show you. This is what I would do if it was me, right? I would just put my title, right? Just, in other words, just type right over this and you're going to be fine. You're going to have done it perfectly, right? So just replace your typing with this typing. It's not cheating. It's making efficient use of one's time, right? So I'm going to stop sharing at this moment, because that's really all we need to be concentrating on right now, is getting that first draft in. So remember, and I want to really stress this, whatever shape it's in, turn it in. So even if it isn't, don't worry if it isn't 5 to 6 pages. If it isn't 5 to 6 pages, all that means is that you're going to hear from me. You're going to get a note from me. It doesn't mean that it's a permanent mark against your grade, right? So don't get confused between the grading criteria for the final draft and the grading criteria for the first draft. Okay, so the first draft means the most important thing for the first draft is turn it in on time so you can get feedback. That's it. So even if it's a mess, even if it's really, really a mess, please turn it in on time. Okay, so that's it for today, and good luck, everybody, and I look forward to reading those papers.